The Justice Department says that Jeff Sessions requested this hearing because he wanted the American people to hear the truth directly from him.
I just saw this craziness right here. This woman is out here running. What are you doing out here running? I'm a runner and I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? Come here. No, don't run away from me. You got to tell people at home, what are you out here doing running?
This is what I'm talking about. As these results are rolling in, this is what we're getting. We're getting a lot of cheers. A lot of these states remain close, including Virginia, but people I spoke with tonight say that they are confident. They show us a little bit about what investigators know. I'll even circled some information here for you. One witness told investigators that Lloyd Welsh brought by bags that smelled, I circled it right there for you, like rotten meat.
Let me show you how much snow we're seeing out here. I'm not too sure whose car this is, but I'm going to do them a favor and wipe some of the snow off. But this is how much snow we're seeing in the area. This car is covered with it. And this is like, as you can see, it's not that packed snow yet. It's just a lot of snow that's fluffy. It's flying around all over the place.
It's about having a life and being able to not just survive, but to thrive.
Marlo Dean's son, Dante, suffers from a rare disease. She says he depends on Medicaid services to live life.
Occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and to also have those services in school.
Dean is from Virginia Beach and was among a group of families from across the Commonwealth who came to Washington, D.C. to voice their concerns about the GOP health care plan. Angie Leonard lives in Roanoke, Virginia. She worries about care for people like her son Josh, who has special needs.
And I would hope that through, any kind of revamping of health care, that Medicaid would get better, not worse.
On Thursday, Republican Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell unveiled the latest proposal, which includes deep cuts to Medicaid. Senator Mark Warner says in Virginia, about 1 in 3 children relies on the program. He says passing the latest bill proposed could be devastating.
But it's going to take both sides being willing to give a little bit rather than one side going behind closed doors and coming up with some scheme that is going to throw tens of millions of people off health insurance.
But Republican leaders say this proposal would repeal individual mandates, keep protections for people with pre-existing conditions, and make Medicare more affordable.
So we can help defray out-of-pocket costs and shift power from Washington to the states so they have more flexibility to provide more Americans with the kind of affordable insurance options they actually want.
And this latest Republican health care plan still has to undergo a CBO score, but a vote is expected to come as early as next week. In English,
we don't fight for them, who will?
And in Spanish,
en contra de esta iniciativa.
Congressional Hispanic Caucus members voiced concerns about Kate's Law, named after a California woman allegedly murdered by an undocumented immigrant who was deported several times. Supporters say the law, along with the No Sanctuary for Criminals Act, would place tougher penalties on people who return to the U.S. illegally. But Texas Representative Joaquin Castro calls them Trump-inspired measures.
They instead look to pit people against each other, to blame other people, and inspire fear and incredible emotion.
Congressman Bob Goodlatte introduced both bills, saying the legislation will protect Americans.
When you can take criminals off the street, when you can prevent things from happening like what happened to Kate Steinle in San Francisco.
On Thursday, he held a joint news conference with Department of Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly. Kelly explained the Sanctuary Cities law will withhold funding from communities where officers do not cooperate with ICE agents.
Failing to honor an ICE detainee means that these criminals are out on the street that much longer.
Supporters say these bills are part of President Donald Trump's promise to crack down on illegal immigration. But others argue this would take money away from communities and hurt families.
They want to penalize these poor mothers that are trying to reunite with their families. Because that's what most of the people that come back to this country are. When they get kicked out, it's because they get caught, they kicked out. They're trying to reunite with their family.
And this isn't the first time we've heard these debates on Capitol Hill. Under the Obama administration, Kate's Law died in the Senate last year.
Mother is grieving tonight after her son was killed and 10 others were hurt in a shooting on Sunday.
Today, alcoholic beverage control suspended Monsters Bar and Grill's liquor license following the incident. While one man has been arrested in this case, Roanoke police are still trying to figure out if there are more suspects. WSLS 10's Brie Jackson is live in Roanoke. So Brie, an emotional time for this mother right now.
Absolutely, Lindsay. And police say they've received more than 30 calls to service here since January of 2015. That included alcohol-related crimes, shots fired, as well as this recent homicide. The mother of the victim says that violence in Roanoke has to end.
I really don't know how I'm going to take it.
Angela Hobson says this is how she wants to remember her son, Jermaine. He was 19 in this picture. To her, still a smiling mama's boy. Never did she expect to be planning the 26-year-old's funeral.
No child deserves this, and no parent should have to ever bury that child.
Black was killed in a shooting at Monsters Bar and Grill. 10 others were injured that fatal night. Investigators are still looking through evidence and conducting interviews to determine if more than one suspect fired shots. Police say Monsters had security, but Hobson says it wasn't enough.
How a person get in with a gun, even after the fact, when people are in it, I don't know, but they got to beef up the security.
This wasn't the first time officers responded to the scene. Police say over the past year and a half, there's been nearly 30 service calls, including shots fired, disorderly conduct, and this homicide.
We have nothing to say.
We tried to talk with the Monsters staff about the crime problems. They declined to comment and called police. Officers say the owners are concerned about the negative publicity the recent shooting has drawn. Meanwhile, Hobson continues to grieve.
Whoever did this, get what they deserve. And I don't know the person, I don't know the circumstances. I just know that the violence around Roanoke has got to stop.
Just into our WSLS 10 newsroom, police say a man driving a stolen car from Roanoke is arrested near the White House after claiming to have a bomb. Now, a police report obtained by NBC News says 29-year-old Sean Keoghan claimed to have a bomb in the trunk while clasping something in his hand. He was driving up to the White House checkpoint around 11 Saturday night. Now, this is a developing story. We'll continue to keep you updated on our website, WSLS.com, and tonight during our 11 o'clock newscast. Also new tonight, a man is in jail after a home invasion in Nelson County. It happened today in the 4000 block of Glade Road. And new at 6, Liberty University and senior living community Runkin Pratt are teaming up to repair the Ivy Lake Dam in Bedford County. Many stores returned to staying closed on the holiday and opened early Friday, unlike last year when they opened on Thursday. Black Friday shoppers say they found a lot of deals and the stores were not as busy as expected. Well, fewer people may be out shopping for guns on Black Friday now that Donald Trump is president-elect. Before the election, some may have felt like they needed to rush out and buy a gun out of concerns that tighter gun restrictions would go into effect if Hillary Clinton won. The FBI's latest investigation into Hillary Clinton's emails is apparently over. The director concluded that nothing has changed since its decision not to criminally charge Clinton back in July. This as the candidates enter the home stretch to Tuesday's election. There's a lot of wind out there, Alan. Like the weather, it seemed warm in some spots, but we saw a lot of wind in the area.
Yeah, did you go running this morning?
I did go running. I was bundled up.
Yeah, chilly out there. But, you know, the wind will relax tonight into tomorrow, so not too bad.
All right, good news for those runners and bikers out there on the Greenway. It won't be as windy. Well, it was a busy day for Donald Trump. This as the president-elect continues meeting with potential candidates for his administration. Among those, he met with former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney, who led an effort to defeat Trump during the campaign. Thousands continue to take to the streets across the country, including our state's capital, to protest Donald Trump. In Richmond, hundreds marched at Virginia Commonwealth University on Saturday. They say the president-elect incites a culture of hate and are calling for a complete overhaul in the presidential election process. Home brewing sounds good.
I was about to go there too, Brie. And where was our invite? I would have covered that. I normally do sports, but I could have gone off assignment and covered the home brewing.
You get all the tough assignments. Cover games, home brewing invites.
No, I haven't yet, but I will.
Oh, I think you'll get a flood of them coming in soon because of this now.
Yeah, if you need to host any of those events, just kidding. Change the subject.
So he's got ups, to say the least there. I think he may be a 3-time champ at the end of this season.
Yeah, that's one of those moves where you just get out the way.
Yeah, just move out the way, you know, let him come on through.
You don't want to get posterized. You don't want to become the guy on the poster that's just...
No. You want to be the one dunking that one, but unfortunately not there.
All right, thank you, Eric. Well, stay with us. We'll be right back.